Papua New Guinea is about to make a very serious mistake with China. When the news broke out that Papua New Guinea and Australia were about to sign a mutual defense treaty, basically a pact committing them to defending each other in the event of an attack from a third party, the response from China was swift, public, and pointed. China has warned Papua New Guinea against signing that deal, stating that it is exclusive or that it targets a third party. So this isn't just diplomacy, people. This is the great game being played on our shores right now. The Pacific has become the new frontier of global geopolitics and conflict. So what does this warning mean for Papua New Guinea as a sovereign and independent state? All right, let's break it down one at a time. Firstly, let's look at the geopolitics of this warning from China. China's public warning is a direct attempt at a strategic denial. They are not just concerned about PNG's security choices, they are concerned about the strategic advantage this treaty gives to Australia. All no bisilo security choices with me. They're just worried about Australia and possibly the US as well. For Australia and the US, PNG's location is a crucial part of the second island chain defense line. If this pact is signed and allows for expanded Australian military access to key strategic locations like the refurbished Lombrum Naval Base in Manus, it will effectively block any potential Chinese military presence in any vital area in Papua New Guinea, protecting Australia's northern flank and strengthening US positions like Guam. So, China's move is a masterpiece of soft power pressure. The warning is designed to amplify domestic opposition within PNG, leveraging existing concerns that you may got that the pact could infringe on the constitutional policy of being friends to all and enemy to none, as our Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare used to say. So, Beijing's message is simple: sign this treaty and you compromise your neutrality and your future economic relationship with us. That is why Marape is delaying this treaty right now. So, what are the repercussions for PNG if this treaty is finally signed? So, first of all, PNG is walking on a diplomatic tightrope, trying to balance two opposing behemoths. The repercussions are immediate and challenging. So, number one, we will basically erode our sovereignty if we sign that treaty. Critics in Papua New Guinea's political and military ranks argue that mutual defense obligation and potential force integration compromise national independence. Being obligated to defend Australia against an enemy that is not our own is a massive leap from PNG's traditional non-aligned stance. The economic risks that is associated with this treaty is very obvious. China has become a vital economic partner for Papua New Guinea in the last 2 or 3 decades, funding key infrastructure and providing loans for us. So, while this warning contained no explicit threat of economic retaliation, the implication is clear. Proceed with the Defense Pact, and the infrastructure financing and investment approvals from Beijing could slow down or vanish. So, the fact that Prime Minister James Marape is even considering this deal is atrocious. Because you can lose the economy blooming stop, right? We are experiencing a shit ton of inflation and also had been stopped on the Milo planted developments blooming so far. Australia government they only give boomerang aid and I mean also looking US counter moving some of the major projects in our country. They only show their faces when it concerns their geopolitics with their rivals. That is all. Now let's talk about the delay. Why is PMJM delaying the signing of this treaty? The fact that PNG is delaying the signing despite having the text agreed upon initially is evidence of the pressure from China working. Prime Minister James Marape must now find a way to proceed without alienating either the Western powerful allies or the indispensable Chinese economic engine. Also, considering the global conflict that is happening in the world right now, with Israel basically bombing everyone and even threatening to bomb China if it finds out that China is directly involved in the Israel Palestine conflict, what would this mean for Papua New Guinea? Seriously, this is a very scary scenario indeed. So, the China, Australia, and PNG dynamic takes on a very terrifying implication on the context of a wider global conflict, a so called World War III scenario. Papua New Guinea being the front line, the moment we sign this mutual defense treaty, PNG is instantly shifted from a neutral player to frontline strategic asset for the US-Australia alliance. PNG's territory, our airspace and maritime lanes would become the critical logistics, intelligence, and staging points for the war. As our former Prime Minister Peter O'Neill said, such pacts paint a target on PNG's back. Should a great conflict power erupt, the facilities, bases hosting allied forces in PNG would become immediate military targets for the opposing side, like China, for instance. So our land, our people, and our stability would bear this tragic cost of a war we did not start in the first place. So this lam no pilai something. PNG politicians and leaders must ask themselves, are the security benefits promised by our allies worth the risk of being drawn into a possible great power war? The defense treaty must be seen not as a simple partnership, but as a binding commitment that determines the destiny of our country in the possible event of a highly volatile global conflict. So this isn't just about money or security, it's about national self-interest. PNG must navigate this rivalry by upholding true self-reliance, insisting that any partnership serves our internal stability and not external strategic goals. The next few months will define PNG's path for the next 50 years. So let me know in the comments below, can PNG maintain its neutrality in a world demanding alignment? Or are we just going to keep playing with fire?